So, why do I get here in a video, right? Eventually, it's showing me keto techniques, right? Well, every Suwari Waza, right? These are techniques from a kneeling position, right? And the reason I know this is I can look at the book easier, right? And it shows you the techniques too, right? Whether I do it or not, right, is still studying the technique. Do you understand, right? Alright, so one, this is a specific attack, right? This ain't dealing with an MMA fighter fighting an Aikido person like the Aikido person is in a self-defense situation, right? With an MMA person, right? Most techniques in the books deal with someone grabbing you, right? Right. And you trying to get away from them, right? And doing one of the techniques, right? They either do a single wrist grab, a double wrist grab, something like that, right? For one. For two, it's not jujitsu you're learning, or Aki jujitsu, or even judo, which can all be made into self-defense art as well. But you do need to do what's called a Timmy, right? Which is striking as well as evading someone, right? Now, most people, okay, who are aggressive start with what's called the grab and punch, right? So, in the first place, that's what most Aikido or Judo or Jiu-Jitsu or even Aki Jiu-Jitsu deal with. If someone grabs you to punch you, how to deal with that, right? Is self-defense, right? It's not MMA fighting in the ring. So you can't compare apples to oranges like I keep telling you. This is self-defense. Okay? It's not to whip your candy butt in the ring in 5 minutes, right? Or 10 minutes or whatever, right? Where you go round and round trying to kick each other's butt in the fastest time, right? It's a self-defense course by samurai warriors, right? From the 17th and 16th and after the 18th century, right? And 19th, which, see, the 100 is 1800 to 1900, right? The 20th century is 1900 to 2000, right? We're now in the 21st century, right? Between 2000 and 2100, right? It's like I'm talking to, people who didn't go to school and forgot what they learned in school, right? This is just common sense, right? And of course, I'm home all day, hearing voices, sometimes, right? Of a religious nature sometimes, and sometimes I tell you what the voice says, sometimes I don't, right? If it's something important, right? But it's also showing me things in the Bible that men aren't being worthy to look upon, right? Especially what it says about having premarital sex with a woman and how you're supposed to handle that, right? They don't kind of like that part, I guess, right? Why, I don't know, right? But anyway. But this is why I can look over the techniques here in a book or on video form, right? And I can duplicate it at least mentally, right? In my head, which is called Kimi no Kata, right? Kimi no Kata means I'm practicing without a partner because, one, I don't have one. Two, it ain't throw around my girlfriend, even if I did have one. And three, right, I don't even have a spotter to do 400 pounds like Edster did when he did his, right? And he only did it once because it's called max weight, right? anyone, like I said, with the proper gym equipment and a spotter can do that if you build up to the 400 pounds if you're doing max weight 1 rep on rip. Even I, with the proper training and spotter, can do it, right? But I'm not saying I can just do it either, right? You're putting that word in my mouth that I never said, right? That, right? You're changing what I'm saying and trying to get me to hurt myself, demon from hell. Which is what you're being, right? And get me to do something dumb that I know better than to do, right? You're being demonic towards me, right? You're trying to get me to bench press 400 pounds like that's normal to begin with. Well, we all know it's not. A normal weight is between 200 to 300 pounds, which you might can do without a spotter, right? And that's if you're careful with it, right? You might can do around 200 to 300 pounds, right? Maybe. Safely, right? If you're doing max weight, right? By the way. That's without a spotter, right? Anything more than 300, you want a spotter, right? Because if you can't do the weight, or you suddenly get weak, right? And it's not that, again, right? You're not building up to it either. It's that you're by yourself, right? If you get a moment of weakness, you got 400 pounds coming down on you that you can't get off your chest. Idiot. That's why with bench press, you don't play it or do it over 250 without a spotter if you can help it, right? Now, you might can push 275 maybe, right? But not more than that in case you again, right, ain't able to bench press that much weight suddenly, right? In a moment of weakness or whatever, right? Then why aren't more people doing it that way, right? Even Edster had a spotter, right? That's the dude standing behind it in case he couldn't do it, right? He didn't do it with only him in the picture either. 2 people were there. The second person is called his spotter. A-hole. You can't trick someone who's been in the gym, right? Himself and knows what that was and who that was behind him, right? And you're so full of crap, I know you're demonic personality towards me, right? And that's the fact, Jack.